You have 5 children.
Yes.
The youngest is how old?
9 months. I just had twins.
The oldest is how old? The oldest is how old?
7.
And after having 5 children, is there financial pressure in the house?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Is there financial pressure? Would the financial pressure be alleviated with you working and the children being in daycare?
All right, guys, before we run that clip, I just wanted to preface it by saying that this is, in the words of Kevin, a perfect call. He didn't necessarily say that, but I feel that it's a perfect call. A lot of you He-Man woman haters and you guys who claim to be head of household and you want your woman to be a servant, this video is really going to chap your ass, if you will. So stay tuned. You know, hope you guys don't get too upset about it, but let's get right into it, man.
Sabrina, you're next. Look at this little. Oh, she's still here with the mad face.
Oh. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. How are you?
Great. Okay. Oh, yes. Can also too. I would like to request not to be seen.
How old are you?
So I'm 28. Okay. I'm 28 years old. I've been with my husband since I was 19. Mm-hmm. He's 30. He's 36. He's like 8 years older than me. We have 5 kids together. I've been a stay-at-home mom mostly all my 20s. I have my 2 associate's degrees.
What's the question, though? You got to get to the question.
Okay, well, my question is, like, now since he's been watching your shows and he's been sending me a lot of your videos for me to watch and stuff. So now, you know, he's high value and, like,
what's the question, dear?
Like a project woman, I guess.
What's the question,
or whatever.
Dear?
And so my question is, like, how can I just level up and, like, be that executive wife if it's not too late? If that makes sense.
Well. I don't. First of all, if I think what I heard you say, you've been married for how long?
We've been married for next month will be next week actually will be 8 years.
All right, and your husband has been watching my content, right?
I'm sorry.
Your husband has been watching my content.
Yes, he has.
All right. How many children do you have?
We have 5 kids. I just had twins 8 months ago.
So, has your husband brought to you any issues or problems?
Yes.
What
he had.
What has been the most pressing issue?
Well, about me working, like me not like
about you going to work or not working?
So I know a lot of you guys are gonna get a hard on about this. This man's 36 years old. He's sending his wife videos on how to get her in check via Kevin, which I wouldn't necessarily say is a bad thing, but you've been with this woman for X amount of years and she's not on your program at this point. And she's quote unquote calling him high value, right? But he wants her to work. The woman, she said she just had twins. How do you level up to get to where he's at? But he's telling you he's high value, but you have to work. That shit don't go together. No, JR, she has to pay, even though she just had the kids. She has to go back to work. She has to go back to work. She has to help. Because if she doesn't help, that means that she doesn't love me. If I have to pay all the bills, that means that she doesn't love me. Listen to Kevin Samuels' videos. Here, watch this video. He'll tell you because I can't tell you, even though I'm your husband.
That I'm not working. He thinks I'm lazy, but like
hold on, ma'am. Okay, what you cannot do is I need you to give me the information. I don't need you to go ahead and fill in the picture. I'll make my own assessment.
Okay.
You have 5 children.
Yes.
The youngest is how old?
9 months. I just had twins.
The oldest is how old? The oldest is how old?
7.
And after having 5 children, is there financial pressure in the house?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Is there financial pressure? Would the financial pressure be alleviated with you working and the children being in daycare?
I really don't think so, because I'm just like, how can I go back out to the workforce with what skill, you know? So I was just like, maybe if I go back to school.
Hold on.
For 2 years.
No. What question did I ask? Would the financial pressure be alleviated with you going back to work and the children being in daycare? Yes or no? Would it cost more for you to work, or would it cost more for you to raise your kids?
Well, for right now, I guess for our situation, it would benefit for me to go back to work right now.
Are you guys living in a home? Okay. Well, I mean, look, I try to stay out of
Man, listen. This is where I'm going to throw my simp hat on real quick. JR, I don't care. I'm a high value man, but I'm struggling. She needs the help. Bruh, listen. Don't get married if you can't take care of your family. You guys you always get mad every time I say this. Don't get married if you can't take care of your family. You're pumping babies in this woman. You pump 5 babies in this woman, and now you're financially struggling and she has to work. 9-month-old twins. JR, that's bull. She needs to get to work. She needs to help. I can't do it by myself. But I'm a high value man. But she has to help because we're financially struggling. And now she's calling the Kevin Samuels show. So hopefully Kevin can convince her to work. Come on, Kevin. Please tell her to go back to work, please. Bro, you know how much daycare costs? You got 5 kids all under the age of 10. Y'all don't hear me, man. You guys don't.
Issues, but if it's a money problem, you've got 5 kids. I don't really see how putting children in daycare is going to overcome the salary you're going to be making. Mm-hmm. But that seems like a pretty simple thing. If you make $40,000 in the work world and it's going to cost you $36,000 in daycare, there's no point to do it.
Right. Absolutely.
But you got to get that information before you do, because if that's what he's thinking, it's one thing to say it, but then you got to know it. You need to go price out some daycares and say, this is how much it's going to cost.
Daycare ain't cheap, fellas. If you don't know, outsourcing that child care, you want her to go back to work, that daycare is not cheap. You're looking at what, $250 a week? I mean, depending on where you're at. I know where I'm at. It's $250 to $300 a week for one child. And you may get a little 5% discount for the second child. So you're probably looking at like $575 or some crap like that for 2 children. $575 a week. So you guys do the math. That's over $2,000 a month, depending on how many weeks are in a month. But yeah, you do the math. Did I say $5,000 or $4,000? Anyway, man, $2,000. It's over $2,000. Yeah.
The bottom line cost, the weekly cost, then you factor in the logistics. That's a hard cost. But outside of working, what's the next issue?
The next issue is with me not being, because he has his master's
Not being
degree
what? Not being what? Not being what?
Like, yeah, and so I'm not like really, he feel like I'm not on his level. And I'm like, you married me at
Okay,
19.
hold on. Not being on his level meaning what, man? I don't know what you're talking about. Are you talking about not being on his academic level?
She's got this woman, and now I'm simping. This woman's got some points, 6 years older than her. He was what, 25, 24, 25 when he met her. He was able to pursue his education while she watched the kids at home. And now she said that she feels like she's not on his level because of that. Man, y'all be wanting women to do it all, man. Y'all really want women to do it all. It's crazy.
Like, I guess, education.
Is that what you're talking about? Academically, educationally.
Oh, I said education wise.
Okay. So, all right. How was your guys' sex life?
Oh, it's great. Like, we have 5 kids, so like the bedroom is
No, please. Please. When I start talking, you can't overtalk me.
I'm sorry.
Okay. The issues you're bringing up doesn't seem like anything is. If your husband is saying the financial pressure, but he knows he has 5 children that he created, and he's talking about your education, that's not something he married you with. Mm-hmm. How would you guys? Do you guys even still like each other? There you go. There it is right there. You may have kids, you may have sex, but it sounds like the actual liking of one another is gone. So he's picking at you. And honestly, some of the things that you're mentioning, I don't see as real issues. You got 5 kids. Unless you're going to be making $50,000 a year, you can't afford the daycare and the logistics. Mm-hmm. And then telling you that I got a degree and you don't is a bitch ass thing to do, in my opinion. But that's
Kevin, you're simping. That's not a bitch ass thing to do. I got my college degree. She was having kids all this time, but she could have, while she was pregnant, she could have been getting her college degree. How could you say that, Kevin? How could you say that? And she should be going half on the bills. I'm struggling.
That's some hoe ass shit that he's doing. What he's doing is he's not able to take care of the family that he created. You steady dropping loads in this woman, getting her pregnant, but you can't take care of the kids, right? So you're trying to basically assume or let it be known your dominance and her inferiority by being condescending and saying that she's not as educated as you are. But your master's degree isn't getting you enough to pay for or take care of your family. While this woman is back to back, ladder, stepchildren, whatever you want to call them, she's having children one after another. But she needs to get her ass to work to help take care of these kids, right? But she's still calling you a high value man. You know why she's calling you a high value man? Because you're trying to call yourself a high value man. Hey, Sabrina, watch this video by Kevin Samuels, and this will tell you that I'm a high value man, even though I can't take care of my children. So I'm going to make myself feel better by telling you you're not as educated as I am. I'm smart because I have a degree, but I can't take care of you and those kids. You're going to have to contribute. And Kevin Samuels watched this video. He says so. So hopefully he can.
Yeah, JR, that's what she's supposed to do.
Incredible.
That tends to be how people can say this versus, I don't like who you are now. Mm-hmm. Are you still prioritizing your husband like you did before the kids? Uh-oh.
Well, the thing is, we'd never really had that wife and husband first year because, like, when he married me, I was
you said before the kids.
You know?
Nope.
That's very important. I know he cut her off, but that's very important. he basically, from what she said just now, came into her life, shot the club up. She got pregnant. So by the time they got married, kids were already there. And that is a lot of times unfortunate. It happens a lot. But you really don't get to know each other. You have to learn each other on the fly, which some old people will disagree. Well, that's how marriages are. You should learn each other on the fly. There's a certain amount of learning you do after that, but I think it's very important for you to be able to enjoy each other or know what each other likes, and that you truly love each other outside of having children together, and be able to experience that marital time outside of kids. Because at the end of the day, sometimes if that's all you got, that's the only reason why you're staying together.
I said before the kids. That means even when you guys were dating.
Yeah. So like.
All right. So here's the thing. Here's the thing. Let me just cut you. Let me cut to the chase, because you sound like you're having a problem hearing me too. You guys need to get into some kind of counseling, because you got 5 kids. You ain't going nowhere. He ain't going nowhere.
No.
I wish.
I need you to listen. He's not.
She's saying she wished, because he's telling her, I'm not, because trust me, I've been through that before. I'm not the problem. You're the problem.
GR, stop simping.
I'm not the problem, Sabrina. You're the problem. There's nothing wrong with me. You're the one having all the kids. You're the one putting us in financial strain and financial disaster. And here we are struggling with the bills. I don't need a therapy. Watch these Kevin Samuels videos, and he will back me up on this and prove that I'm right and you're fucked. And he's going to enable me to stay broke. 36 and you still don't even know yourself, man.
Going anywhere? You ain't going anywhere. Going back to school to try to get some. That's, you guys seem like there's a lot of pressure right now. And if you guys don't like one another, it's going to amplify everything. Marriage counseling. Because if he's watching my content, he's watching it for a reason. But I'm not hearing anything that I'm thinking you should be doing. I don't think a woman with 5 kids should be going back to work unless you're going back to a $100,000 a year job, especially with twins.
Right.
Tell them about your education. Somebody need to, if what you're saying is true, the way he said it, I got a bachelor's or whatever, and you just got a high school degree, a high school diploma. Somebody need to slap his goddamn teeth out of his mouth. Mm-hmm. And sir, if you're saying that to your wife, that's a fucking bullshit thing to say. Mm-hmm. You knew the woman. I don't need your help right here. If you're saying that to your wife, sir, that's a bullshit ass thing to say. Mm-hmm. You chose your wife. You chose her at the level she was, and she's had 5 of your children. Mm-hmm. Who the fuck do you think you are to say something like that? If you wanted to be quiet, man, please let me do what I'm doing. If you need,
Kevin, I'm going to unsubscribe. How could you talk to that high value man like that? Kevin, that's bullshit. He can talk to her however he wants. That's his servant. That's his servant.
to have a different education level, then I need you to go get a part-time job to pay for the damn nanny so she can go to school, so she can get an education and a degree so she can be on your level. I got what I need to do. Just handle well, ma'am. I can take care of it. But outside of that, you guys need to get into some counseling because you got 5 kids and you can't afford to have another family be wrecked over poor communication and petty differences.
Yeah.
That's number 1. Number 2, your husband is still a man and he still needs to have a wife that prioritizes him above his children. I don't need the cosign. I'm telling you what it is. And if you're going to, and see, even if I'm talking to you and you're still trying to, but see, that shit needs to go. That needs to go. I've had to cut you off several times. Do you want to be right or do you want to have a different outcome?
Different outcome.
Then learn how to be quiet when it needs to be. Seriously. Because I don't care. He's still your husband. Your kids are his kids, but he still needs to come first as a priority. And coming first means that the kids can do what they do, but you're not partners, you're not friends, you're not co-parenting. He's your husband. It's a role. You're his wife as a role, and as his wife, you're responsible to remain keeping it hot, tight, and sexy with the kids. Are you in?
Now, of course, back to the fellas. We don't know the dynamic of, from the guy's perspective of what it is that she's doing in terms of that, everything else with the household. And maybe, he obviously feels some type of way. Ladies, you do put the husband first, but the husband has responsibilities. As a husband, you have to be able to take care of your family, right? And I always say, if you don't pay all the bills, stop simping, JR. If you don't pay all the bills and you got this woman basically just had some kids and you're trying to put her back to work and you're commanding respect, and this is my household, but this woman is paying half the bills, you sound like a fucking fool. And I think that's what he's trying to come across as. And all of you, he-man, woman haters, you want to be like, I'm the husband, I'm the man, I'm the high value man, but your wife is, you want your wife to pay half the bills. But you're the king of the castle. You ain't no fucking king of the castle. A glorified roommate.
The gym at least 3 days a week working out?
For the past
yes
4
or
weeks,
no? Yes or no?
Yes, twice a week.
I said 3 times a week. The answer is no. The answer is no. The answer is no. When I answer yes or no questions, you answer the way you want to. Shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right. The answer is what? No. How tall are you?
5'9.5".
Dress size?
I'm just not comfortable with
dress size, ma'am.
I'm probably like a 16 now or 18.
Okay, ma'am. All right. And your youngest, or how many months old?
First of all, you don't want to be on camera, right? And you don't want to be on camera because of your appearance, so you don't want anybody to know. Then when he asks you for your dress size, you're not comfortable.
8 months. No, they're 9 months. They'll be.
Well, ma'am, I'm going to get you where I'm not supposed to say it, but I'm going to tell you that's unacceptable.
Yeah.
No, ma'am, it's unacceptable. It is unacceptable to weigh more than a man, after childbirth. No. See, you're still talking. You're still talking. And you can talk all you want with your girlfriends. Get all the women to tell you what you want to hear. Mm-hmm. But there is none of that when it comes to men and visual attraction. You need to get it down. This is a matter of surviving, keeping your family together. 2 days ain't enough. Put it up to 5. Figure it out. Wake up early. Lose some sleep. You decide to make these babies. You decide to marry this man. You got a responsibility to this as well. And it can't be to be 5'9", dress size 6. That's 260 pounds.
Wow. You know.
I know. And ain't no man coming home to no 260-pound woman and happy. That just ain't it. That just ain't it.
Yeah, that's a bruiser right there. Yeah, especially where did you start out at? That's what I would like to know. And now you're 260, and he probably just doing his thing because it's there, and it has to go down. But 260, I mean, I know 9 months postpartum, baby. I mean, yeah, that's you gotta check that.
And for all my critics who are gonna be, he ain't got her 5 children, so on and so forth. Go back in your family album and look at your great grandmother. She had 8 or 10 children, and she was still 150 pounds. It is abnormal for women to weigh this much. Children don't put that kind of weight on you. Bad diet, lack of exercise, too much sugar, lack of exercise. That's why he's probably picking at you and you're not happy with it. So this is where counseling. So you guys can sit down and have this conversation. So he can honestly look you in the eye and say, I love you, but I'm not attracted to you like I used to be. Like I started this broadcast off, men and women are going to have to find a way to talk about the critical issues, i.e. sex. Because just because you're having sex, there's having sex and then there's having sex. If you're having sex and the lights are off, that ain't like having sex when the lights are on the coffee table. Do you do that? Hello? Do you do that?
Well, guess what?
Baby, that coffee table will break. Both of y'all up on there. You know what I'm saying? Especially hammering away and, whatever. Nah, it's not going down. But what Kevin means, there's having sex and having sex. There's just something that I just need to get it off. Something wet there that'll get the job done. And then there's that all out, dynamic experience, if you will. So.
Lights on the coffee table. Lights on coffee table. Yes, no.
Well, both. Yeah, we like morning sex, so we are up early in the morning.
Coffee table, ma'am. Coffee table.
Coffee table. We haven't gotten there. He's traditional.
Okay, well, all right. So I said what I said for a reason.
He's traditional in the bed? Man. Yo.
It has never been okay for a mother to allow herself to let herself go. It's never been okay. And it's unacceptable. It's not even fair to a husband because you guys want men to be loyal. Then you need to keep what he wants.
It's God's beat maker.
And I don't know. I will put a light in the sky for the G's that done turn memory from God.